The story of Robert Kiyosaki, from failure to financial freedom. Humble beginnings. Robert Kiyosaki was born on April 8, 1947, in Hilo, Hawaii. He grew up in a household that emphasized the importance of education and hard work. His father, whom he refers to as Poor Dad, was a highly educated man with a stable government job, but he struggled financially. On the other hand, Robert had a close mentor, whom he calls Rich Dad, a successful entrepreneur who taught him about money, investing, and financial independence. From an early age, Robert was caught between these two contrasting perspectives. Poor Dad's advice: go to school, get a degree, find a secure job, and work hard. Rich Dad's advice: understand money, build assets, and make money work for you. These two viewpoints shaped his financial philosophy, but he didn't fully understand their importance until much later. Struggles and failures. Despite his mentor's guidance, Robert's path to success was far from smooth. He joined the U.S. Marine Corps and served in the Vietnam War as a helicopter pilot. After returning, he pursued a business career, but his early ventures ended in failure. 1. Velcro Wallets Business, 1977. Robert started a company that manufactured nylon and Velcro wallets, which became trendy in the late 1970s. Initially, the business was successful, but due to poor financial management, it collapsed. He lost a significant amount of money and had to start over. 2. T-shirts for heavy metal bands. Undeterred by failure, Robert launched another business selling band T-shirts for rock concerts. Unfortunately, this venture also failed, leaving him deep in debt. He faced homelessness, lived in his car for a short period, and struggled to make ends meet. At this point, many people would have given up, but Robert saw failure as a lesson rather than a defeat. Turning point: learning financial independence. Realizing that traditional education did not teach financial literacy, Robert started focusing on investing and real estate. In the 1980s, he began buying real estate properties, generating passive income through rentals. He studied how assets, such as real estate, stocks, and businesses, generate wealth, while liabilities, such as loans, bad debt, and unnecessary expenses, drain wealth. He reached financial independence in his 40s and retired early. Instead of keeping his knowledge to himself, he decided to teach others about financial education. The success of Rich Dad Poor Dad. In 1997, Robert self-published his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, which became a global bestseller. The book explains the difference between assets and liabilities, why the rich get richer and the poor stay poor, how schools fail to teach financial education, why a job will never make you rich, but investing and entrepreneurship will. At first, major publishers rejected the book, but after self-publishing and word-of-mouth marketing, it became a phenomenon. The book was later picked up by major publishers and has sold over 40 million copies worldwide. Building the Rich Dad Empire. After the success of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki created the Rich Dad Company, offering financial education seminars, investment courses, board games, e.g., Cashflow, a game that teaches financial literacy. He continued writing books, including The Cashflow Quadrant, Rich Dad's Guide to Investing, The Business of the 21st Century. His books emphasize mindset, financial independence, and taking control of your money. Controversies and criticism. Despite his success, Robert Kiyosaki has faced criticism. Some financial experts argue that his advice is too general and not always practical. His company filed for bankruptcy in 2012 due to a legal dispute. Some of his seminars have been accused of being overpriced and too aggressive in upselling products. However, Robert maintains that his mission is to teach people how to think differently about money and avoid financial traps. Robert Kiyosaki today. Today, Robert is a multimillionaire investor, entrepreneur, and financial educator. He is an outspoken advocate for heavy checkmark gold and silver investing, heavy checkmark Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, heavy checkmark real estate and passive income, heavy checkmark avoiding traditional financial advice, such as saving money in banks. He actively shares his insights through social media, podcasts, and online courses, helping millions achieve financial freedom. Lessons from Robert Kiyosaki's life. 1. Failure is a stepping stone to success. Robert failed multiple times but never gave up. 2. Assets versus liabilities. Wealth comes from buying assets that generate passive income. 3. Schools don't teach financial literacy. Learning about money, investing, and business is crucial. 4. A job won't make you rich. Financial freedom comes from investments and businesses, not salaries. 5. Think like an entrepreneur. Be creative and take risks to build your own financial success. Final thoughts. Robert Kiyosaki's story is one of resilience, financial intelligence, and a desire to help others escape the rat race. From failing in business to becoming one of the world's most influential financial educators, his journey proves that anyone can achieve financial independence with the right mindset and education. From military to business, his early career and failures. After high school, Robert joined the U.S. Marine Corps and became a helicopter pilot during the Vietnam War. This experience taught him leadership, discipline, and risk-taking, all qualities that later helped him in business. After leaving the military, he attended Hawaiian University and later worked for Xerox Corporation as a salesman. But deep inside, he knew that working for someone else would never make him rich. So, he took a risk and started his own business, and failed. Failure number 1, Velcro Wallets business. In the late 1970s, Robert started a company that made nylon and Velcro wallets, which became a hot trend. The business was initially successful, but he didn't understand cash flow and business management. Bad financial decisions and mismanagement caused the company to collapse. Failure number 2, T-shirts for heavy metal bands. In the 1980s, he launched another business selling T-shirts for rock bands. Again, despite early success, the business failed due to financial mismanagement. He lost all his money and even ended up homeless, living in his car. Many people would have given up, but Robert saw failure as a lesson rather than a defeat. Turning point, learning the power of investments. After hitting rock bottom, Robert realized he had been ignoring the lessons of his rich dad. He decided to shift his focus from running businesses to investing and financial education. Investing in real estate. In the mid-1980s, Robert started investing in real estate. He realized that buying rental properties allowed him to earn passive income without working for a paycheck. He focused on cash flow, buying properties that paid him every month. This slowly built his wealth, and by the 1990s, he had achieved financial independence. The birth of Rich Dad Poor Dad. In 1997, Robert wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad to share the financial lessons he learned. At first, no publisher wanted to print it. They thought it was too different from traditional financial books. So, Robert self-published the book. He promoted it by teaching financial education through seminars and word-of-mouth marketing. The book became a global phenomenon, selling over 40 million copies and being translated into over 50 languages. Key lessons from Rich Dad Poor Dad. 1. The poor work for money, the rich make money work for them. 2. Financial education is more important than school education. 3. The rich acquire assets, the poor and middle class acquire liabilities. 4. Your house is not an asset, it takes money out of your pocket. 5. Work to learn, not to earn. The book challenged traditional financial beliefs and became one of the best-selling personal finance books in history. Building the Rich Dad Empire. With the success of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert expanded his brand. The Rich Dad Company provides financial education, seminars, and online courses. Cashflow board game, a game that teaches people how to invest and manage money. Books and courses. He wrote several other bestsellers, including The Cashflow Quadrant, explains 4 ways people make money. Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. The Business of the 21st Century, promotes network marketing.